Hey guys, so welcome to today's vlog. Today is Monday, September 12th, and I am actually heading to Richton Park Library, and I am going to be speaking at my first speaking engagement, so I'm like really excited. September has been good so far. Labor Day weekend was really dope. Spent time with my family. My dad barbecued. He barbecued salmon. I love when he barbecues some salmon. It's my favorite. Hung out with a few girls and really decided to start working out. So every Sunday I go to the University of Chicago Hayden track and I work out. I work out actually with my friend Kendall, and together we decided that we weren't trying to be fat and out of shape, and to be reactive is one thing, but it's another thing to be proactive. And before we get out of shape, we're going to just take it on. So for me, that was the first time I've actually worked out in a very long time. So I was out of shape, but we got it done. I didn't quit. Quitters never win. Winners never quit. Welcome to my very first live presentation underneath AverageBlack Girl. I'm super excited. This is going to actually be live on Facebook, and it's going to be up for 48 hours. After that, what I'm doing, the presentation, along with me speaking in more in depth and getting really techy and showing you guys examples, will be on my Above Average University, which you found on Teachable. You can find it directly on Teachable and search courses, or you can go to the AverageBlackGirl.org website. So, I want to open up with a quote. The quote says, "If you stop dreaming, you will stop advancing." And so this is for anyone that has an idea and doesn't know where to start, or you started and you feel defeated. Keep going. In this lesson, you will know how to do what you need to do, how to start thinking of branding materials, and you will have a much clearer idea of how to build out a brand, specifically your brand. Okay, so I want to introduce myself. My name is Danielle Mitchell, and I am the creator of the brand AverageBlack Girl. AverageBlack Girl wants to encourage people to take their first step and to have accountability over their life. If you want something, do it. If you have an idea that you thought, see it through. You never know what's going to be on the other side of perseverance, and most times it's actually something really well. AverageBlack Girl shares my personal story of how I went about living out my brand while working for corporate America. Then it's taken me through how I've jumped and I'm a full-time entrepreneur, as well as it shares healthy tips. It gives more positive Black-owned brand stories. So I'm looking for anybody from a mom that does extra volunteer work to someone else that has been building their brands. Anybody trying to leave their mark on this world, we at AverageBlack Girl want you. We want to interview you. We want to promote you because we support it and we agree with that. And you have to think about a couple items that represent the brand. It will be the following: leadership, enthusiasm, self-accountability, and passion. Those are the things that I thought of, and I'm going to take you through how I came up with these things through the Building with Brands presentation. So first, I want you to answer these questions. When you're first starting out, I want you to go through and be openly and honest about what you are and also what your brand is, because a lot of times they go side by side. I'm very ambitious, I'm very pro-Black, therefore my brand is very ambitious and very pro-Black. So ask yourself, what are you good at? What are you good at that other people struggle with? That's the key. This is how you will start your foundation of how you can start bringing income and gaining traffic. People like to follow what they can't do or what they feel they can learn from. What do you want to serve, or whom do you want to serve? What's your target audience? What do you want to do? Sometimes what you're good at isn't what you want to do. So we need to marry the two so that you can start doing something that you're good at and gaining traffic. And once you have a lot of money, you can start doing what you want to do. For instance, with me, I'm really good at resumes. Resumes started AverageBlack Girl. It was something that I could do really quickly while still having a corporate job. But what I wanted to do was help create more Black millionaires. I wanted to do brand strategy. I wanted to take people's ideas and bring them into fruition. But I needed to have a website, gain some clout, gain followers. Those things take time. And in the meantime, I wanted my brand to grow organically. I didn't want to put all this money into a brand or an idea and it sink, and it was a waste of everyone's time. When it grows organically, you're able to look at things as they come and deal with things that you need to do in the proper time. If there's an issue with customer service, you can knock it at the beginning and help these people as you grow versus you have a big reputation of having bad customer service because you grew too fast. Branding materials. These are very important. This is your brand identity. If your favorite color like me is blue, it's okay to pick blue, but don't just pick any blue. Know your specific number. There's an Adobe color wheel. You can go and figure out what you like. I know my blue hashtag number, and that's what I use on all of my things. My PowerPoint is my blue. My Instagram is my blue. These are things that I'm very cognizant of when I'm creating things. My Instagram layouts, again, it matters. So take your time, but start looking at what that is and make sure that you write down that specific number, because you never want to be in a situation where people like to help people and they're like, hey, I'll create something for you. Your friend may be like, I'll help you out, and you don't know you're blue. Now you missed out on an opportunity that could have been mutually beneficial for your business. Fonts. You can go to Creative Market and you can look at fonts that you can't find anywhere else. These people are creating fonts, or they have unique fonts if that's something that you want to do. Other than that, you can look at your Word, Microsoft Word, and go through. And I suggest picking 3 to 5 fonts that go with your brand. So you don't want to use the same font every time because that can be monotonous and a little boring. But you do want people to start associating your colors and your fonts with your brand. So start thinking about that now. Favicon. A lot of people forget the favicon, and so when you use websites like Strikingly or Squarespace or Wix, they have their own favicon, and then people forget to use it with their own. This actually comes from my favicon Melanin Business. So Melanin Business is my other brand, and that's what I've used. This is an picture of what AverageBlack Girl's favicon looks like. So again, it's my color blue, but it's right here. And it matters. It makes you just look that much more professional. So now websites. Now you want to get started on creating websites. What should you do? Well, I'm going to take you through the options that they are today. So today we have Wix. Wix is very user-friendly. It was actually my very first website that I used. You can build a Wix website within like 3 hours. Again, you don't need any coding. It's very customizable. They have lots and lots and lots of different options. It's something that you can do and have a footprint, because it's very important to have at least a landing page, because again, this is all about branding. It just makes it look that much more official, that your whole company isn't just a Facebook or an Instagram. So I highly suggest people that are just starting out to at least have a Wix, so that by tomorrow your website is up, you have a website. And then you can spend that other time to start working on developing a more in-depth website. There's also Strikingly. I have a Strikingly website as well. So Strikingly, again, is very customizable, very easy. Now Wix and Strikingly have the free option where if you don't add your domain name, it's free. Squarespace, very similar to the other two. It has a lot of different options. It's very sleek, very advanced, but it doesn't have a free option. But again, people that use it really enjoy it. It's something that they really like. And then WordPress. WordPress is what I use for Average Black Girl and Melanin business. I have another website for just DanielAMitchell.com. That's what I use Strikingly for because people are now starting to search me. So I bought my domain because I wanted to be in charge of my name, and now I'm giving people what they're looking for. People are going to start researching you already. I'm just giving them the information that they're already going to be looking for anyway. And then my Wix website was when I first started with resumes. I just had a resume only website, but now I've moved over to using Average Black Girl and her encompassing everything. So with WordPress, WordPress is highly customizable, number one. Number two, they have lots and lots and lots of plugins that you can make it however you want. Then there's thousands of people that know how to actually help it. So if you ever in a situation where you don't know or you can't figure it out, you'll never be at a place where you can't find a developer to help you with whatever you're looking for. And then there's 3 different ways that you need to find a theme. So yes, you can build up your own and create it from scratch, but you don't have to. I didn't. So there's lots of different shopping malls of just themes that you can use. So there's Creative or Studio Press, and that is the more top tier. It's the most expensive, but they have really, really, really dope sites. Then there's Theme Forest, and that's what I use. So Theme Forest, again, has a wide selection, but they also have some that are more cheaper. You can get a theme for as low as $25 on Theme Forest. And then there's Creative Market. Now, I've touched on Creative Market before. Creative Market is just where anybody that's a very graphic-y, artsy person can go and put their stuff down. So they have fonts, they have graphics, they have templates, and then they also have WordPress themes. So they have a little bit of everything. Fiverr. Fiverr is going to be your best friend. So for me, my story is I paid someone to develop my website, develop my logo, and do all of that. But once I was done with that person, I decided I was going to take on developing and doing everything my own. I'm a do-it-yourself person. Plus, I didn't want to just give premium price to something that I didn't even know I wanted. When you're branding, you're testing things out. You don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work. It's just something in your mind. And then it's really hard for you to get out in your mind through someone else. So their idea of what you're talking about might not be your idea, and then it's just a waste. So to prevent that, they have created Fiverr. So Fiverr is like a market, an Amazon, if you will, of people that are just artsy. People that create resumes, to graphic designs, to website building. And a lot of the things, not website developing of course, but a lot of things start at $5. And for those that are really well and really been with Fiverr for a few years and they're in the top tier, their things start at $10 and $20. So again, nothing is that unaffordable that you're out of the market. And the great thing about Fiverr is if you don't like something, you can just say that you don't like it and you'll get your money right back. So it's literally a riskless thing that you can do. So for Fiverr, not only is it affordable, but it's time efficient. You will basically, they'll tell you when you'll get your stuff back. So the most I've ever waited for something on Fiverr was 4 days. Then what I've used for Fiverr. So I've actually used Fiverr all the time. Things that I use for Fiverr. This PowerPoint presentation has come from Fiverr. Business cards. My business card markup was for Fiverr, and it cost me $20 to create, and I love them. I still actually use my business cards from a year ago just because he was that dope. Newsletter templates. So I have a lot of downloadables that I give out to people. Sometimes I'm sending out newsletters and things like that, and I have a newsletter template. So it has my logo, it has my color scheme, and it has my information at the bottom. It looks very professional and takes me to that next level. There's also a cartoon commercial that I'm getting done now. So I'm ready to take my brand to the next level. So I'm going to have a whiteboard cartoon that's going to be for Average Black Girl and Melanin business. And again, those things are starting at $5. branding tools. So this is some of the branding tools just to kind of get you started thinking about what is that? Because I'm talking about a little bit of everything. So I want to let you know these are what's considered branding tools so you can just start getting your mind around what's going on. Icons. Icons matter. What goes in your Facebook profile or picture? Do you have an icon that is associated with your brand? Avatars. I just got my cartoon face, and again, it takes me to the next level, but not only did I use my face, I made sure the clothing that he put me on was my kind of blue. Because again, it's all about tying it in. If someone sees someone with a big natural hair fro with that kind of blue, they're now starting to see that that's Average Black Girl. Again, here's my logo again, Black Girl fro with a bow. Like, we're all kind of together, it's tying in. Then there's hashtags. Hashtags are important. You want to know not only what's trending, but you want to create some hashtags for your personal brand. It's great to see a hashtag that meant no meaning before you started now carry some weight, carry some clout. So start thinking about that. Signatures. When people sign out on blogs, how are you signing out on signatures? Some people are paying for their names and having it in glitter or different type of font or different type of colors. Some people are signing with their avatars. That matters. What is your signature when you're ending your presentations or you're ending your blog posts? What does that mean? So that when it goes viral, they're gonna know, oh, that's such and such. Let me see what that's going on. Again, those things stand out, those things matter. If you look at XR Nicole, she signs with her logo and has a sort of blog signature. And it's not only blue, her color blue, it's black too. So you're like, okay, her colors are blue and black. If you look through her website, it's the same colors. Then there's custom flat lies. Those are like the latest trend where you have, this will be a flat lie, where you have a computer, some cups, maybe some coffee, scissors, anything that's on a desk that looks really nice. Now you can create those and then have them as a free stock image for people to kind of get their signature to add to your newsletter, or you can start looking to buying some that go with your color scheme. For me, I did not create that. I actually was able to get some because I signed up to somebody's newsletter and it looks perfect with my brand. So that's something that you're going to be seeing throughout my presentations. And then there's also PowerPoint templates, letterhead templates, banners for Facebook, banners for Twitter, and banners for LinkedIn. Again, those things matter as well. They take you to the next level. You can get them professionally done or you can do them yourself, but those are things that you want to look into taking it to the next level. When it's yours, when it's something that only you have, it stands out. When it's something that everybody can have, like just a regular desk image as your banner, it gets lost in the weight. Then there's research. Research your industry leaders. Research magazines. There are some that I like. I like, of course, Average Black Girl, but I like Curls and Coins. I like Dana Brown Designs, and I like So Very Marketing Group. These ladies have definitely put their thought into their brands, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So here is Average Black Girl. Average Black Girl's colors are different formations of the same blue. I have something going on where it is quote, picture, those are going on. When you look at Curls and Coins, this is my favorite. Not only do they have a pattern, but they're making a pattern out of their pattern. So you have one line of just pictures with their three different fonts, and it's the same 3 different fonts with different colors. Then they have the post with the quotes, but the quotes make out something. It says visit our academy, but then there's different quotes within the quote. That's something really dope. And then there's Dana Brown Designs, who hers has her stock images are the same, but different. They're the same as in they have a lot of the same fonts, they have a lot of the same quotes, they have a lot of the same pairings, but her stuff has some pinks, some greens, some whites, some pinks and whites, some pink and greens, things like that. So you know her color scheme, but she makes them that they're separate. They all don't look too matchy, but they go together collectively. So now I want you to ask yourself this. What do you like about your brand? Then I want you to ask yourself, what do you not like about your brand? And then I want you to ask yourself, what vibe do you want to give your brand? So these are things that, you're not going to be able to think about all of that right now, but it's something that you can go home, think about it overnight, go to sleep with a notebook, and by, 2 days you should be having some thoughts, some definitive thoughts about what you want to do with your brand, where you're going, and is this making sense? So this is your homework. Your homework for lesson 1 is to submit logo designs to Fiverr or whoever you want. You don't have to use Fiverr if you know someone, but just submit that, get your logo going. Then research and pick out some fonts that you want to use for your thing. And then lastly, get to working on your brand tools. You must purchase at least one branding tool before the end of the week. So the recap is, branding doesn't come overnight. Branding is something that you need to work on and constantly be thinking about. When you look at your industry leaders, know that this just didn't come by chance. This is people thinking about things. This is people putting together strategies and moving forward in a step-by-step basis. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was their brands. Start off with one tool, get it to your liking, decide that that's going to be a permanent position in your brand, and then go and start building off of that. I suggest logos because logos